Yo, what's good, people? I don't really have much to say today, but sometimes these are my best videos when I'm not thinking about something to say and I just sit down and I just, um, you know, in the midst of just talking, things come up and I express them with you. So that's kind of the motto for this video. When you're waiting for things to align in this world, I think the best thing you can do is keep your eyes on God. And I'm at this point in my life that I want these things that I'm striving for to happen right now, and that's the same for everybody, right? Everyone wants what it is. Nobody likes delaying gratification, right? It's a lot easier to just seek things that give you instant gratification. We all want things right now. We all don't want to wait for what it is we're trying to achieve, but I think the hardest pill for me to swallow is just sitting back and letting it take as long as it needs to take, and in the process, keeping my eyes focused on God and letting Him shape me into the person that He wants me to be. Because we all want these things right now. We all want whatever it is we're working for to happen right now. It's very few of us find enjoyment in delaying gratification, but once you get an understanding of the reward when you do delay gratification, you're not seeking these things that give you gratification right away, you'll start to enjoy the wait. But the best thing you can do in this time of waiting, if you're gonna have to wait regardless, right? Of course, you need to be doing everything you can be doing. I'm not saying just wait and do nothing. When you're doing your best and you're doing what you can do, but it's going to take time. Things aren't going to happen overnight, especially if you're aiming for something great. Greatness doesn't happen overnight. I don't care what anybody tells you, it just doesn't. So while you're working on your goals, while you're working on the craft, the best thing you can do is continuing to build this relationship with God, because when you have His wisdom, you're better off. When the devil tries to attack you, when everything just seems like it's crashing down, you'll have the upper hand, because things are playing out the way they are for a reason, and you just got to stay, and you just got to stay strong in your faith. So, Matthew 7:20, is that the verse? Matthew 7 verse 24. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. When Jesus had finished saying these things, the crowd were amazed at his teachings, because he taught as one who had authority and not as their teacher of the law. Bro, if that's not from God, I don't know what is. You keeping your mindset and your eyes on Him while you're in a state of waiting is the best thing you can do. One of the hardest parts for people that read this word is the fact that it's left open to interpretation. So you have to be able to see, and a lot of these things are speaking in metaphors. It's not saying, literally build your house a certain way, or literally when the winds come. It's talking about when life gets hard. When life gets hard, if you don't build your house, if you don't build your foundation, if you don't build your faith on a strong foundation, then you're just going to get blown in the wind. Trusting in His teachings and not trusting in the desires of the flesh and what the flesh wants is honestly the best thing you can do. So, yeah, just in this time of waiting, bro, I know it's hard. I know it's hard just to sit back and just wait. But, bro, if God has you waiting, He's got you waiting for a reason. You're not where He wants you to be just yet. So you continue on to just one step at a time. Okay, let me kick this addiction. Okay, this is making me look at women a certain way. Let me kick this addiction. Okay, I don't want to be listening to this secular music that's making me curse and making me think a certain way. Okay, let me get this out the way. And it's just a slow step by step process. And when you're ready in the eyes of God, bro, He can move mountains. If He can raise a dead man out of the ground, God can figure out and do for you what it is you want done in your life. You got to believe it though, bro. You have to believe it. Having the faith in something that you cannot see is the hardest part. But you got it, bro. I know you got it. I know you can do this. Especially, and I get times are tough, bro. I get everything just feels like it's just getting harder and harder to maintain faith, harder and harder to stay on the word, harder and harder to believe that there is a God in this world that just is full of just evil. But if you know that's not you, if you know you're not one of this world, then bro, that should only prove your faith to be true even more. Because for me, it's like, bro, I'm not like these people. These people that are doing these things that I don't agree with. It's like, bro, there has to be something more, because whatever you are, I don't want to be a part of. These things that you want aren't going to be easy, especially if you're chasing something that's not easy, right? Don't be surprised when things get really tough, when everything comes crashing down, when you're chasing something that very few people can achieve. And the reason for it is exactly that. The reason why it's hard, the reason why everything just feels like it's coming down, the reason why very few people make it is because when they get to that point that you're at right now where you just feel like giving up, you just feel like throwing in the towel, they do that. And that's why they don't make it. You really thought it was going to be easy? You really thought? You really thought you could achieve it without having to put in what it takes? And now you're surprised that it's more than what you thought? Bro, the best thing you can do if you want a reality check and you want to get centered, you want to, grow this relationship with God, the best thing you can do is get off these social medias. All the filters, all the selection on the stuff that people show is not real. So if that type of stuff is getting you down, you got to understand, I got to remove myself. Why am I going to continue indulging in stuff that is just making me feel like I'm not good enough? But if you can understand that, look, people only post their ups. People only post when everything is going good. People only post the best picture out of the 20 pictures they took. If you understand the game, then, that's fine. But if you don't understand this game and you indulging in this content is throwing you off, you gotta step back. You gotta get a better perception of reality. Because your perception is what's going to either put you ahead or put you behind. And realistically, what are you getting from indulging in the social media? I mean, honestly, besides killing time, besides just chatting with some friends, besides just seeing what everybody else is up to, what are you getting? Is it motivating you? Is it really making you do something? Oh, you get this little spark of motivation when you hear someone talk about, your goals and you got to go out and get it, man. It's going to be, is that really motivating you? Because if it was, you probably delete that app and you probably get started on life. Motivation isn't what you should be looking for. It's discipline, bro. You've heard that a million times. Everyone that's great says it. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for why all the greats say the same thing. It's not motivation, it's discipline. So you looking at all these motivational videos on how to achieve greatness and this and that. There's not enough of it. You can consume all of it and not be disciplined. You can consume all of the motivational videos in the world and you could still not feel like doing what it is you need to do. So tell me again, what are you getting from these videos? A quick picker-upper? A quick, yeah, man, he's right, and then just back to it. You got to take control of your own life because God isn't, nobody else is going to. God's going to let you continue on the path you want. He doesn't want you on this path. He's out there crying, man. Why? This kid's a good kid. He's got a good heart. Why is he wasting his time? But he's going to let you do what it is you want to do. And same with everybody else, bro. You can bring a horse to the river, but you can't make it drink. It don't matter how much one of your friends love you, how much anybody, your family, whoever cares for you, and how much they want to get you out of the position you're in. If you don't want to get out that position, you're not going to get out. It's just crazy, bro. Like, you be on the social media watching all these people wear all this stuff, and I got these people spending their money and spending their time on clothes and this and that, and it's just a never-ending, just a void that they're trying to fill with fashion and attention and this and that. Why would you want to live a life like that, bro? You have the decision. You can either live a life of enjoyment and actually being fulfilled, or you can live this life of constantly trying to feed this thing and never achieving what it is you want. The choice is yours. God gave every single one of us the choice. And if you listen to his word, if you listen to his divine knowledge, and you admit that you don't know everything, that is the start to knowledge. That is the start to wisdom, is understanding that you don't know anything. If you think you know everything, good luck, bro. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck. Because nobody does. Nobody's got it figured out all the way. We're all trying to guess, and we're all trying to figure this thing out. Surrender yourself. Say, God, I'm sorry for thinking I didn't need you. I'm sorry for thinking that I had this figured out and I don't need you. Because if you don't surrender your flesh, nobody can do it for you. You have to make that decision that I want a different life. I want a different outcome than everybody else. And you got to understand that you're not going to get this different outcome than everybody else if you take the same path as everybody else. So you have to put yourself on a different path. You have to take control of your flesh. When you wake up and you just don't feel like waking up. Man, no, it's time to wake up. When you need to go to the gym, man, I don't feel like it. No, we're going to the gym. When it's time to eat, man, I don't really feel like cooking. No, this is what we're doing. We're eating better food because I don't want to feel like absolute garbage. You have to take control. This person that's trying to give you motivation, they can't do this for you, bro. Only you can control you. So the best thing you can do is take control and not try and spend this control on anybody else. Control you. Control you and figure out what God has in store for you. So with that, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.